Hello everyone! Today I am going to be doing a small little discussion slash wish list on my Battlefield 1 hopes and dreams for the game because me and my friend recently were talking about games we're excited for because the Titanfall 2 live stream had come on recently and I was watching the gameplay of it and I was like, I'm excited for this, but I'm really excited for Battlefield 1. I'm a big fan of Battlefield and I've been for a while, but I've never been a hardcore Battlefield player. But because I love history and I love historical games more than I like modern day games, I do love Battlefield 4. I think Battlefield 4 is one of the best first person shooters ever made, and I don't think a lot of games will top it. But there are games that do compete with it in a sense of they're different types of games. So they're COD 4 is you can't really say COD 4 is better than Battlefield 4 because they're two different games. So but that aside, I am very excited for Battlefield 1, and I want to know if you guys are too. So leave your comments about that and any ideas or hopes you want for the game. But yeah, let's just hop into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was I want an interesting campaign, something different, because Battlefield 3's campaign was not very good in my personal opinion. I didn't like it very much. A lot of people didn't like it, and Battlefield's never been about its campaign. It's been about its multiplayer, of course, but just some good, interesting set pieces. Fun. They don't have. It doesn't have to be, The Last of Us. It doesn't have to tell a fantastic story. I just want it to be interesting enough to get us through the levels. And I want some nice set pieces, some fucking awesome levels. Just something fun to play. Not just running around killing AIs. Something similar to the first mission on Battlefield 4, which I really liked. I didn't play a whole lot past it just because I could not get into it. But that's just my opinion on the campaigns. I know there are people that do like it, and the Battlefield 3 campaign was a semi-interesting, but I just, it wasn't very good. But other than that, I'd like some focus on trench warfare. Just, not Verdun level trench warfare where it's super realistic and hyper realistic, because it's not going to be a full-on realistic game. It is Battlefield, of course. They have to appeal to mainstream people who don't really care about that stuff, and they have to balance the game and make it play right, of course. But I want some trench warfare game modes. I believe they've talked about it, but I don't know if it's confirmed, and they kind of need to. It is a World War I game. But I want a trench warfare game mode and to keep all of the old game modes like Rush and Conquest. Of course, Conquest is the big one. We already know that's returning. But I do, one of my favorite game modes is Rush. I love that. And TDM, they're going to have your basic TDM in there and all the other game modes. But I do want them to keep the ones from like Battlefield 4 and 3 and just bring them back, but maybe change them up a little bit to fit the theme of World War I a bit more. And, the objectives are also have different names because of, Alpha wasn't called Alpha back then, stuff like that, which I heard people complaining about, which is strange, but yeah. With game modes, I just want them to bring back the old ones, and I really want some new ones, some new and interesting game modes, not like too out of the, out of this world, but something new and interesting, just to keep the game fresh, and I'm sure they will. But we'll just have to wait and see if they do add anything new. And one thing is, I think everyone wants this, and it's that I don't want another buggy launch. If you played Battlefield 4 when it first launched, it was a mess. It was, oh god, there were so many bugs. It was one of the worst launches since like Batman Arkham Knight. Well, Arkham Knight came after, but you get the point. Not another Battlefield 4. That was awful. And I'd like to see naval warfare in the game. Something like that. Something like AC4. I know I haven't played the naval warfare game mode in, which I believe was with China Rising on Battlefield 4. I've never played it before, but I do want some naval warfare. Maybe even submarine warfare would be kind of interesting because there were submarines in World War One. I believe there were combat with them. I didn't learn too much about submarines, but I know they were in World War One, and something like that would be interesting to see. It doesn't have to be spectacular or highly big game mode, but just, naval warfare would be cool. Like, maybe something like AC4 with ship combat. Not exactly, but I liked AC4's ship combat, and they did it well. That's the best I've ever seen with ship combat. And obviously, they're different ships than pirate ships, but, something similar to it at least. Some other things, just smaller things that I like to see is, like immobilizing tanks with certain weapons. not just having your rocket launchers and your helicopters, but since the tanks are older, their tracks can be taken off and stuff like that. And that's another thing that I'm really happy to see in Battlefield 4 is the animations of getting into vehicles. You no longer just walk up, hold X, and boom, you're inside the vehicle. You actually do get inside the vehicle. You get into a little animation in which you pull up the lid, get in the tank, and then close shut, which is interesting. I'm happy to see that because I've always wanted that. I like animations. That's why I didn't like Battlefront's vehicle system. I like the older one, even though I don't believe there were animations for it. But you get the point. And some other things are like bringing back servers. They probably will bring back servers. I mean, that's a big part of Battlefield, is you able to get on your servers and do whatever you want. You can play Operation Locker 24/7, Conquest 24/7. You can play straight Siege of Shanghai, which I love that map, and Operation Locker is also another good one. Just things like that. Servers are great, and I really think they will bring them back. I haven't heard much talk about them. I haven't been following too closely to Battlefield 1, but, I just wanted to throw that in there because it is worth mentioning because servers are a big part of Battlefield 1. And the last point I'd like to address that I want in Battlefield 1 is character customization. Now, we are World War I soldiers, so it can't be anything too out of this world, like Advanced Warfare, like running around with clown masks, but I do want to see something there because, it doesn't have to be full-on RPG where you can take off your helmet, put sunglasses on, put on gloves, this, that, the other thing. No, just something like Halo 5 or Black Ops 3 where you can only edit the helmet and the rest of the body. Just something simple. Have face paint, which I believe was in Battlefield 4 where you could customize the face paint. And also, gun customization. Once again, nothing outlandish, like nothing a big fat red target on your gun. Just be able to customize it and make it look different. Have some decent camos like they have in the past. And just see what they can do with it. Just some character customization. Nothing out of the world. Just simple stuff. But, that's about it for my wish list. I'd like to know what you guys think. I'd like to hear some suggestions in the comments below. And if you have any ideas, throw them down there. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.